Mr. Fly and I have read dozens of books, and in this video we're going to share the top 3 books that we've read over the last 12 months so that you can read them this year.
So our top 3 books over the last 12 months. In third position,
so this one was based on impact on our lives. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So if you've just watched the review that we just did, obviously I mentioned about when I read it and who I am today, basically. So, and this actually, out of all the books on that list, this has definitely had the biggest impact on my life. Not so much because of reading it this time, but because like I said, I've read it about 2 or 3 times before, so yeah.
Okay, for me, number 3 was Deep Work.
Okay.
Now, this was purely because of impact on our lives.
Yeah.
So there's, three criteria: enjoyment, useful information, and impact on our lives.
Yes.
And the useful information and impact on my life from Deep Work has been so powerful. I've been way more productive since I read that book, and I felt better, in general because of that book. Has some wicked gems. So yeah, check that out.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I've got it at number 2. Mr. Fly's got it at number 3.
Yeah.
A great book, talking about assets and liabilities and financial education, and also about mindset around money.
Yeah.
It's helped me with my finances. It helped me with my financial education, and it's a great book to get started with if you're looking to grow your wealth and your income and invest your money. Number 2?
Yeah, number 2 for me, why motivating people doesn't work.
Okay.
That was one that, it was very useful, man, the information for me, because and again, looking forward to next year, you'll see on the reviews next year, a lot of my books are going to be about like leadership and stuff like that. So this was like the first one in a long time about leading other people and whatnot, but it was very useful information. It was a good read as well, and it's not a book that I would have chose to read myself. And yeah, I just thought it was very useful, man. I'm not going to go into specifics, what's the review, if you want the specifics, but it just gave me a lot of useful practical information and a better understanding of my position and my staff team and whatnot.
Can you give us one takeaway from the book?
That people are already motivated.
Yeah.
And if you want to understand what I mean and you haven't watched the review, watch the review. So
number 1 position. Do you want to go first?
Okay, I will. But before I answer this,
yes.
This wasn't a 1, 2, 3. This wasn't like first, second, third for me. This was like this was this was that was that. So it's like this isn't actually. They're all number 1s in my sense. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? So, but the most for enjoyment, based on enjoyment, 33 Laws.
Okay.
So 33 Laws. I enjoyed the book immensely.
Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The way it was written. Also, I liked the style. He's obviously very much into marketing and stuff. Even the way some of the pages were, they were very like Instagrammable. Do you know what I mean? You could, and I fell into I played the game. There were some you could take pictures of and post up and stuff like that. So yeah, for me, enjoyment-wise, the 33 Laws of business. I really enjoyed it. I did really enjoy it. I will mostly read it again, and I've bought it for about 3 people.
Okay.
So none of them have read it yet, unfortunately. but they will read it one day.
Yeah.
And when they do, I hope they enjoy it as much as I did.
Okay. Well, for me, number 1, this is the life-changing book, Atomic Habits.
Okay.
Atomic Habits is sick, life-changing. Yeah. It helps you structure a clear plan to help you with habits in your life, and it's helped me massively in my life. In fact, I teach some of the methods that they talk about in some of my business. So it's for me, that is number 1.
But we read that in January.
Yeah, that was the first book
I remember.
of the year.
Yeah.
So those are our top 3 over the last 12 months. What have you read over the last 12 months? Let us know in the description box. In fact, do you want to do an honourable mention? I've got a couple honourable book mentions that didn't make the top 3, but are still great books. I'll go first.
You go first, yeah.
The 33 Laws of Power was one. The one I wanted to mention really was Outliers. Outliers for me was a great book. Watch the review. Yeah.
For me, honourable mention, I enjoyed, bar maybe 1 or 2, I actually enjoyed all the books, but I'll give a big shout out to 2 books, and they're totally different from these books. The Richest Man in Babylon and As a Man Thinketh.
Okay.
I'll give them because they're a bit lighter. And they were just totally different, do you know what I mean? Just totally different. It was like a little bit of a break from what we're kind of reading. Yeah. It was a bit of different. So yeah, man, I'll give them 2. But all the books, I enjoyed all of them. Maybe, but I mean, in different ways, but there's maybe 1 or 2 that I didn't enjoy that much. But honourable mention to those 2.
Yeah.
Now, if you're new to this channel, Mr. Fly and I read one book a month, and at the end of the month, we review it and release it to you guys. We took on this challenge 3 years ago, and we've been consistent ever since. And reading has had such a positive impact on both of our lives. So we want to encourage you to join us on the journey. And to join us on the journey, all you need to do is read one book a month. Subscribe, like, follow us. We'll release our books. You can read what we're reading, or you can read what you're reading. We're open to suggestions as well. But most importantly, open that book.